So, I want to talk a little bit about what I think, why I believe certain people are gangstalked. I believe there's a lot of reasons why, and I also believe that there are some people who experience this probably for no reason at all. I can't say why people get gangstalked, but there's levels to this, and the kind of gang stalking that I've experienced since I was a child, the UFOs, the shape-shifting, exes, the visits, the nighttime visits, all this kind of stuff. I really am truly at a point where my fear dealing with this stuff, it's become so commonplace for so long that I can't really say that there's fear like how there used to be, because I had mentioned this in another video that the worst that could have happened to me has already happened to me. And we'll have to, have a conversation about that on another day. But I truly believe, and there's been other channels, I'll have to find the name of the channel and link it for you guys, that speaks about, God's angels and God's warriors. Sorry, I have a Reiki video playing in the background, hoping that maybe I won't be attacked tonight in my sleep. Oh, they're back. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Let's see. Yeah, they're back. They're hanging outside my window again in the same spot. I'm not gonna bother uploading a video on it because you guys have seen. I'll just do it on another time, but it's like extremely sparkly hanging out in the same spot. So I guess I'll just keep talking because obviously I'm being threatened, right? So I believe that people who are gang stalked to this level that I'm experiencing are not from here. We use the term chosen ones, and the term chosen ones has been thrown around quite often, I think a little bit willy-nilly, to be honest. There are people who are chosen ones and they have high vibration. Oh wow, it's getting really, really bright, intense. I wish I had recorded it, but they're leaving now. And they disappeared. Anyway, so I feel like there are some people who are just high vibrational. They carry the light within them. They carry the spirit of Jesus or God within them. And, these gang stalkers, possessed people, reptilian, whatever you want to call them, they attack because they don't want that kind of vibration around, or they want to feed off of it. So, they can punish you, be cruel to you, give bad experiences in your life, send in people who are going to abuse you, mess with your money and whatever else. And it's going to bring you to a space where you're low vibrational, and these spirits can come in and feed off of you. It's tasty to them. It's delicious to them to torture, right? That's their method, the torture and the stalking and all that stuff. But then I also believe that there's some of us, myself included, who have never really been from this planet. Chosen ones, we're part of God's army. And that's why they can't really harm us, really. It's almost like you have to get into some kind of binding contract by either reaching out to one of their minions or, getting in a relationship with one of these demons, and then they can kind of harm you. But I think that you were never, if my experiences resonate with you, then I want to say that you were probably never from here, that you are an angel. And the same way that they monitor us is the same way that we're monitoring them on behalf of, the angelic realm. Since I was a small child, I never ever felt like I belonged here. I've always been in touch with my spirit guides. I've always been in touch with, divinity and God has rescued me from these demons so many times. I've gotten so many chances to do it right and so many chances to keep going. And I've also been able to still pursue great opportunities in my life. Even moving here was like one of the most amazing things that I never thought I would be able to get. That was a complete miracle. So God's hand is in everything, you know, you don't have to worry. But it can be intimidating. Like, they use these intimidating tactics. Like, this is the third time tonight that I've seen this UFO outside my house. And then, you know, I go and I look at it, and then they disappear and they come back. And then what will happen is that I'll go to sleep, and that's when they do whatever they do. I'll have nightmares, or I'll wake up in sleep paralysis, or I'll be seeing, you know, visions in a half sleep state or whatever. And I get up exhausted and I have pain in my body. I know it sounds bizarre, but I mean, it is what it is. You can believe me or not. And I honestly just believe that this is just intimidation. And I know that it's going to ramp up now that I'm uploading, and they're probably going to suppress my channel and do all the little stuff that they do. I mean, I don't have anything to fear, because I know that God walks with me. And I know that they are more fearful of me because I've been minding my business. I don't do anything other than, you know, play my guitar, you know, read books. I'm so peaceful. I'm just happy to be away from the grips of narcissists and, you know, living my best life. And then I get attacked and stalked. And I'm just like, what is the big deal? Like, what is the obsession with me? Like, you guys are more obsessed with me than I don't even want to be part of this anymore. I don't care about discovering anything. Like, I'm really just done and over with it. But they're just not done with me. And, you know, thank God I don't have fear like how I used to, but it still is just one of those things that's very isolating when people don't understand what you're going through. But basically what I want to say is I believe that people who are gang stalked are part of the angelic realm. You know, if there's a reason you probably don't feel like you fit in, there's a reason why you have, you know, trouble making friends. You know, they talk about chosen ones and they say, oh, they're lonely and you don't connect with people, and there's a reason for that, and God's keeping you separate. It's absolutely true. I would say that a lot of people are under mind control and programming, and the ones that rejected the programming are the ones that get stalked, right? Because if you've, you know, worked on your triggers and you try to break your generational curses, and you're growing as a person, and especially if you're aware, you know, aware spiritually, then they just stalk you. I think it's the silence used to make you crazy, to make you, I don't know, but it's absolutely real. And they have like the technology to be able to just like put attachments on you. I know I have some attachments on me, again, because I can feel them. I had felt them before, and then they disappeared. And then when I reached out to my ex, they reattached again. So shame on me. I'm a dumbass for that, but I mean, whatever. Everything bad that happens, I want to turn it around and turn it into something good. And so I want others to learn from my mistake, especially if you know, have narcissists in your life. You don't even have to believe in what I'm telling you. You don't have to believe in UFOs. You don't have to believe in reptilians or any of that. You know, I don't expect that from most people, because I don't think that most people experience it, to be honest. And if you think I'm crazy, then, you know, more power to you. However, I just want to say that if you can, to stay away from narcissistic people. Like, it's not, you might not be spiritually aware enough to understand the risk that you're taking by allowing people who have these spirits on them around you. All it takes is a conversation, you know, or an openness, or even if you let them in your home, don't let them in your home. Because from there, it goes downhill, and you probably won't, you know, see the UFOs, or, you know, have the nightmares, or maybe you will, but I promise you that spirit will be there, putting thoughts into your head, making you feel depressed, making you feel unloved, making you feel unwanted, because it feeds off of this energy. I remember when I was a kid, I had watched this video. They used to have like all these websites back in the day where you could watch like gore videos and like I think it was like Live Leak and stuff like that. You know, that those old websites from back in the day where you would just see like the most fucked up videos. And me and my brother had watched one, and it was a stoning that was happening in the Middle East. And there was like a bunch of men that were throwing stones at this lady trying to kill her. I don't remember if they actually murdered her in the video or not. It was awful. I don't even know why we were watching that. Like, oh, here it is. It's back again. Well, if they're watching me, I'm just gonna go watch them too. But yeah, so they were stoning her, and when they stoned her, I seen this red like light come out of the top of her head. It was very wispy, and it went into the man, over into his head, you know. And I was like, what the hell is that? It was like a string, like a tall red string that was coming out of her head and going into his. And I even understood at that young age, at like 11 or 12 or whatever it was, that he was energy harvesting the pain from her. So he probably had one of those spirits or whatever it was. Okay, now the UFO's gone again. They're just like, now they're literally just haunting me, I guess, because I'm being open about speaking about my experiences. If I were to film every single time I see it, I would just be spamming YouTube at this point. But maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I understood even at that young age that they were taking this energy harvesting, and they were getting pleasure and like actual something tangible out of giving this person pain, right? And you know, I think that that's kind of like what's going on, is that we're on like this farm kind of thing. And there's different types of studies that have been done by spiritual people. I can't remember the name. If I do, I'll upload and talk about it. And they said that like that this, like, you know, that this place is a farm, essentially an energy harvesting farm. And so, you know, I see a lot of empaths, they struggle with, you know, feeling drained. They go out, they feel drained. Like, that's not your imagination at all. Like, you know, people, something that common that happens to me that's very small is when I go out, you know, people always kind of want to be in my energy or my attention. This is a chosen one thing that's very often, and they will go all the way out of their way wherever they're at to be in your space, to disrupt your peace, essentially. They start talking to you, or they want to be like aggressive, or like they'll step on you, or they'll bump into you, or like just weird stuff like that, because they can just chip a little bit of your energy piece by piece. And why do you think we live in a world where people are like very jealous and competitive, and like, you know, it's like we live in this pyramid where everybody wants to get to the top, and they'll step on people to get to this top, right? It's by design. It's like a dog eat dog, so we're all feasting on each other on this planet. And if you choose not to participate in the mass feasting that's going on, well, this is what happens. You start getting stalked. And if you don't want to participate, then you're just food. And, you know, these reptilian beings, these possessed people, these like narcissists, they find you, and they literally want to kill you emotionally, spiritually. I think they get off more on the spiritual and emotional abuse, more so than they do the physical abuse. But the physical abuse is absolutely part of it. And if they don't do that, you know, then like there's always going to be someone who's going to want to feast on you. Like, that's the design of this planet. It's a constant feast. So basically, you just got to be in a space where you always have to feel like you have your guards up, you know. And if you don't participate in the mass feasting, you will be gangstalked. But chosen ones, you know, there's a few of us out here. You know, people talk about twin flames, they talk about chosen ones, and I do think that it's a little bit out of context for some folks. I think there's a lot of chosen ones out there and a lot of twin flames out there, but there's another level that only a certain few can truly understand, that, you know, I honestly believe it's a lot smaller number than what's being peddled out on YouTube these days. These people, they come from the angelic realm. This is something that I know to be true, at least for myself. And nothing's gonna be able to truly hurt you. You've got like divine team, and they have you here because The same way they're watching you is the same way we're watching them. And when this physical form and everything's all said and done, somebody has to answer for something, and people are going to have to, we're going to be reporting back to God, essentially, about what's been happening here. And I know I sound crazy, but I mean, this is just what it is. This is what I've learned over my lifetime of this shit. It is really quite bizarre and, again, isolating experience. Especially knowing that, like, you can't really trust people. You don't know who's a narcissist, who's a this, who's a that. Your friends. Even when, like, everything's going good, at some point, the jealousy peaks up because the light that's within you is so bright. You've overcome so much, Most people would have gone crazy through my experiences, and you just get stronger and get stronger. After narcissists growing up in abusive families or abusive homes and getting abused and getting betrayed and backstabbed constantly, and still hanging on to your good heart and still having love for people and not letting the evil get to you, and then they literally send, like, multi-dimensional beings after you, and you're still standing tall, standing solid, still here, still fighting. There's an energy signature that you put off that other people can pick up on, and even if they don't know why they hate you, it's your strength is in your aura. Like, you don't sell out, and you keep fighting. Like, right now, with these fucking things stalking me outside my house, I'm fighting back by using my voice. And I said, maybe these videos aren't going to get any views, but there's going to be some people who find it, and at least I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself. Because I still got to go to bed, and I still got to go to sleep knowing that there's just multi-dimensional ass beings. What am I going to do? Fist fight them? I can't fist fight them. Like, what can I do? There's not much I can do other than to pray, to keep going forward, and to keep doing what's right, and spreading the message of what I know to be true, and hoping that somebody out there who's experiencing the same thing that I am can get a little strength knowing that they're not crazy. Anyways, if I get more videos, I guess I'm just going to upload them into shorts, because I don't want to spam my page with just UFOs, because I've seen them like 3 times since the first video, and I do feel like at this point it's like a bullying tactic, maybe to scare me. It's probably going to get worse. I have no idea. Anyways, thank you for listening. God bless. Stay prayed up.